people, it's me, Anja. It's another day, another recent read. So here we go. The first book on this list is called The Only Ones, written by Starmer. This is a juvenile, science fiction dystopian book about this guy named Martin, and he is one of the forgotten kids. So after this big event happens, where all of the adults in the world disappear, he is one of the forgotten kids. He goes and he meets this society of kids, and they were all left behind because it's set in this futuristic apocalyptic world, I guess, when there are no adults. So I liked this book. This book kind of fascinated me in a way, you know? This is time travel done right. Like I said in a previous recent read video, I normally don't read books if I know that there's going to be time travel, because, you know, Avengers Endgame, Cursed Child, I think of those and I think, you know, time travel sometimes has the tendency not to make any sense. But this book did it well, and I ended up rating it 3.5 stars. I'm glad that this book is a standalone, because I wouldn't have continued this series if there had been more books, you know? But, you know, 3.5 stars is a solid rating, and it's a book that I would recommend. The next book is called If I'm Being Honest, written by Marie Wimberley and Siegmund-Broka. If you've been keeping up with my recent reads videos, you would know that I recently read Time of Our Lives, and it was 5 stars and it was really, really good. This book I rated 4 stars, and I wasn't really expecting to enjoy it, because I've read their other book, Always Never Yours, and I rated that book maybe 3.5 stars, so I kind of thought that this book would fall into the same rut as that one. So, anywho, If I'm Being Honest was so good. This is a taming of the true retelling, and it's just about Cameron, and she's notorious for being brutally honest, and she has that kind of you know, bad beast. I'm not going to say the word, but I think you know what I'm trying to get at. Beast reputation. And when her crush calls her out on it, she decides to tame herself so that, in the hopes of him liking her, you know? So the minute I heard that, I was like, what? I didn't really like that idea, so I was curious as to where these authors would take that plot, because I've never liked the idea of a girl changing herself in order to be liked by a guy. I've always thought that that plotline is so dumb and so stupid, because girls, you don't have to do that. You don't have to change yourself in order to be liked, and I really liked how many more times am I going to say liked? I really enjoyed this story, and the direction that the authors took with it, and Cameron is such a great character. I think that characters like her, with her personality, are so underrated in YA contemporary, and I just really liked her a lot. The next book I read is called The Maze Runner, written by Dashner. I know, I'm 5 years late to this book, or whatever. I picked up this book because I wanted to see whether or not it's worth its hype, because it's kind of an underrated YA dystopian series. It came out at the same time as Hunger Games and Divergent and all of that 2013, 2014, 2012, you know, era. So you know, I just wanted to see whether or not it was worth its hype. I ended up rating The Maze Runner 3.5 stars, and if you don't know, it's about Thomas, who wakes up in the glade and he has no memory of how he got there or why, and it's just his journey of figuring out those answers. And like I said, I rated this book 3.5 stars because it was a good, fast-paced book. I understand why there's so much hype surrounding it. I wanted to continue this series when I finished this book, but then I DNF'd the Scorch Trials, so yeah, I'm not going back. I did like this book as a whole. Like I said, the hype is worth it. It's a fast-paced, little adventure dystopian book, and I don't think that I would have enjoyed it if I had read it when it was published. So there's that. The next book on this list is The Midnight Lie, written by Marie Rutkoski. I think that's how you say it. Anyway, this is a YA romantic fantasy, and I was really excited to read this book because I read the Chronos Chronicles by this author, and that trilogy is like a really underrated trilogy, and I had such great fond memories of that. So when I heard that she was writing a new book, I jumped on board. However, I didn't like this book. Unpopular opinion. Maybe I'm just really stupid. That's a huge possibility, but I was just so confused by what was happening. I was so confused. I can't even like summarize the synopsis or anything. I can only tell you that there's magic, there's a romance in it, the protagonist is this sheltered, innocent, lower class person, there's magic, you know, like, I was confused by like every single chapter, really, and I didn't DNF this book because the world building, I will admit, the world building is very immersive and inventive, and I enjoyed it, and I just kept reading this book in the hopes that it would like make sense, that things would be explained, and I can't even explain what confused me. I know people are gonna ask me, what confused you about this book, and I'm gonna say everything, because I can't even pinpoint what I didn't understand, you know? It was like a math exam, like I don't understand what I didn't understand, so I ended up rating this book 2.5 stars, and oh my gosh, like I just don't understand what it's just so confusing to me. Maybe I'm the only one, but there's that. The next book is similar to the Maze Runner in the sense that I picked it up to see if the hype was worth it, and that book is I Wish You All the Best, written by Mason Deaver. This follows Ben, who's non-binary, and after they come out to their parents, they get kicked out of their house and they go live with their sister, whom they haven't seen in a decade. I really liked this story a lot. I rated it 4 stars. It's YA contemporary. I really liked it. The only thing that like prevented me from rating it 5 stars is that I felt like at the end it was kind of wrapped up a little bit too smoothly, and the romance was wrapped up way too smoothly too. So yeah, I'm not rating this any higher than 4 stars. It was really lovely. It was really like exquisite. The representation was really like well done. I'm not envy myself, so I can't really like speak I can only speak on the representation to an extent. I just really enjoyed it. It's really lovely. I really liked it, and I definitely think that it's worth its hype. I will be speaking about this book again because I'm currently compiling a list of books for my favorite Pride recommendations since Pride Month is coming up. So that's fun and good and fresh. Anyway, I Wish You All the Best was a really good book. The last book on this list is called The Bone House. It's written by Emily Lloyd-Jones. This is a YA fantasy horror book about a girl who's a grave digger, and her name is Lynn, and she lives in a town where the dead don't stay dead, and the new corpses are called bone houses. So that's the premise, and when a mysterious map maker named Ellis comes into town, the bone houses suddenly get worse. So Lynn and Ellis team up together to figure out why. I liked this book. It had the same energy as like Winterwood and Spellbook of the Lost and Found, just because like I rated it 3.5 stars, and like I enjoyed what I was reading, but like I can't rate it any higher because I wouldn't say that it was like really good or like fantastic or anything. Like, it's one of those books where like it was good, but like everything kind of happened the way that I expected it to. I don't know why I'm just dividing my 3.5 rating, because 3.5 rating isn't horrible. Like, I would still recommend this book to people who liked horror stuff. Horror isn't my cup of tea, so yeah, there's that. So that's it for this recent reads video. The best books that I read in this little haul are, if I'm being honest, and I wish you all the best, the worst book was definitely The Midnight Lie, which was my first 2-star book of May. So I've been having a great reading month so far. So that's great. If you like this video, as usual, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below if any of these books interested you, if you've read any of them, what you thought of them, and yeah. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. Subscribe to my channel for more. I've been uploading, my uploading schedule is Thursdays and Saturdays. So I don't know when this video is gonna go up, because like which day, because I've been pre-filming lately. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.